most of the easy cattle. Okay, the reports from the BLM website is that they've taken, as of 2 days ago, because they didn't update it yesterday, is that they've collected 277 cattle. Okay, now we have flown over their compound over there that they have completely wrapped in tarp so you can't see into it. But we flew over and there's not 277 cattle. There's very few cattle over there. So either one, they've lied to us about how many they've collected, or they have moved those cattle. Okay, we are quite certain that they've collected quite a few more than what they have in the compound. So I'm reaching out to the people again to find out where those cattle are. Find out where they are. Reach out. Do whatever you can do. The people are amazing. It's amazing, the network out there. Find out where they're at. Find out where they're going. And then we can do something about it once we know where they're at and where they're going, okay? I also wanted to talk about, and tomorrow I'll have proof of what I'm going to say. I don't really have proof today, but we have pictures. I just was not able to get them printed and big enough to show you guys. But the people that are occupying this land, the forces that are occupying this land, are not just rangers, not just BLM agents. They are much more than that. At least they have been trained to be much more than that. These are heavily armed individuals with fully automatic weapons. They have full tact gear. The equipment that they have is equipment that they would use in a military operation. And we do have proof of that. It's coming in more and more pictures, pictures of cameras, pictures of people, pictures of these weapons. And so we will have those here tomorrow at the press conference or the following press conference, and expose that. We are being occupied here on this land, and it's not just by nice rangers that like to smile. Last but not least, just want to talk about how offensive it is that they have locked up this land. Do you realize what they've done? I grew up on this land, and all the rest of you did too. Most of you did. We have been able for our whole lives. We've been able for our fathers were able to, and mothers were able to go up on this land. Many of our grandfathers that were here went up on this land, and never once have we ever been kept away from going up on this land. And now we cannot leave the roads. I just want to resonate the ramifications of what is going on here and what it will bring. And so with that, I'm going to turn some time over to Mr. Jensen here. And he's going to talk a little bit, and then I'll answer a few questions for you, okay?
I didn't volunteer for this, just know up front, but I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be standing with the Bundys. There's a lot of reasons for that, but we're not going into that right now. What we're going to talk to you about, and I'd like to express to you is we've often heard through the news, media, and others, it may become a Ruby Ridge or something else. Let me tell you what, the Bundy family has peacefully demonstrated their resistance to what's happening here, while martial law has been thrown at them. Think about it a minute. Would you stand by as your pregnant sister is pushed by an armed man to the ground?
No. Hell no.
Or your sister thrown to the ground from behind?
No. Hell no.
Or your brother tased because he went to defend his sister? Those things have happened. If you don't need to take my word, there was a video shot yesterday of that incident. And that's the way it came down. They did nothing to provoke what came upon them. So my question is, once again, we thank our assemblyman for being here at the first rally. We ask, where is he today? We hope he's out there working for the citizens of this part of Clark County who he represents. We also are grateful for Sandoval making sure that this was removed from 2 areas which we were told we were only allowed to use by our BLM representatives. And the really sad part about the whole thing is said right here in this sign. Where is our county sheriff? He took an oath of office to protect the citizens of Clark County. And those vile things have been happening since this gathering has started up that we've already talked about. He has the authority to go to that thing they call a compound and demand that they leave. He has the authority to do that. Now, you don't want a Ruby Ridge? Then quit talking and do something, Sheriff. You took that oath to defend not only this family, but every citizen in the state of Nevada to this kind of oppression. And that's all I'd like to share with you.
Give him hell!
Thank you. Thank you. I just want to appreciate everybody for being here. Please come back. It looks like we have a question or two. I guess, is this how this goes? Then you guys get asked questions? All right. So I know President Obama, he sometimes will say, you only get one question. So if the questions get too long, I might have to cut them off, okay?
We're hearing from some people that the government is actually burying cattle on this land. What, if anything, do you know about that?
Well, because the land has been so tightly occupied and we have not been able to get on it, we don't have any proof of that. Believe me, people, if I can, my brothers and my sisters, if I can call you that, there are many things that are going on right now that we have not talked about because we don't have a picture to show you, or we don't have a dead calf to show you, or we don't have a cow with a tight bag that's missing her calf to tell you. And so we are collecting that evidence, and as we come back each day, we will have that evidence and show you these things, so that we can be legit about it and prove that these things are happening. So,
Ammon,
yes.
got a question. It's being reported right now in the alternative media that there are corporate interests that are driving this thing, not just the federal government. That corporate interests right now are driving in the eastern portion of Nevada water rights, mineral rights, as well as natural resources. Do you know anything about that? Is that what's driving this thing? Is that why the BLM's working so hard?
I know nothing about that, but I do know that they are extremely motivated. Someone's extremely motivated to take this land away from this people. Exactly what their motives are, I don't know. Other than control and power and glory. That's the only thing that I can know.
Second question, don't you deserve an investigation into whether or not they're burying cattle and who's driving this thing, the corporate interest? Should there be an investigation?
Yes, I believe that the people ought to unite and demand that there's, I apologize, the people ought to unite and demand that there's an investigation in these matters, absolutely.
Yeah!
Okay. What's that?
Cows and the calves are suffering.
Yeah, meanwhile, where we're having this conference, we got baby calves that are dying and cows that are suffering. So, yes.
I'm kind of a bystander here watching what's going on. And the thing that bothers me more than anything, everybody keeps blaming the U.S. government. It's your governor who's the president of this state. Yeah. Who should have the balls to stand up and demand these people to leave. It's the governor.
Okay, I'm gonna not rephrase, but say what you said. And if I get it wrong, you tell me. You just yell at me, okay? You said basically that everybody's mad at the federal government, but we should be mad at the governor of this state because he's the one that should take and control the situation and kick the feds out.
All foreign people coming in here, they're foreign. They have no right here.
Okay, thank you. I want to emphasize that I agree with this man completely. And I think even though Governor Sandoval did a nice little piece in here, and we are appreciative of that, he has not done enough, not even close.